Let me sit up.
It's 590.
Hello and welcome to the Knit Girls. Leslie informs me that this is episode 590. I'm Laura, also known as Lala.
I am Leslie, also known as You Don't Call Me LS. Today is the 29th of September, 2022.
September just flew by.
Yeah. It is cooled off. Laura's wearing a sweatshirt, so you know it must be serious.
70 degrees outside.
Yeah, it actually might be chillier than that now.
Yeah.
We open the window and hopefully there won't be too much noise. Laura and I both use the she, her pronouns. And I am looking into my crystal ball and predicting this is going to be a short episode. Because I haven't had a ton of time to work on stuff this week because a puppy is very demanding. And it is difficult to keep your hands busy with string and sticks when the puppy needs to be in your face all the time.
Oh, puppies.
And Laura's been, on deadline working to try to finish, her test notes. So neither of us have a ton of exciting things. But
yeah. But we'll make it.
Yeah, we did want to do a check-in. So would you like to go or would you like me to go?
Either or, it doesn't matter to me.
Why don't you go then?
Okay. I'm just going round and round and round on my shoulder season, which is a pattern by Shayna Lens Designs. I am on... Oh, I just dropped a whole bunch of stitches.
I'll go.
Okay.
While you recover. So I am knitting on the Snow Globe hat, which is from the new Tin Can Knits collection called Lazy Sunday. Knitting this out of Volmiza DK, an old skein of it that I had, that I've got some extra ends because there were a couple of spots where it was really thin. I do not believe it was the fault of the yarn. It looked like a near clean cut, so I believe that it was in a bag that at some point had a bug in it, and the bug ate the yarn. So
that's what bugs do. They are very naughty.
I did go back through the bag that it was in and can find nothing, but put it in the freezer anyway.
Yeah,
so.
Good call.
But yeah, so I've got to finish this repeat, and then I'll start working the decreases. I think they're in pattern. I'll have to look. I can't remember. But yeah, I've still got a little ways to go on this, but I expect I'll be done with it in the next few days, provided that my dog permits me to get anything done.
You'll just have to come over and hang out with my dog who barks in your face.
Yeah, we were talking about doing Hocus Pocus.
Yep.
Because the new one comes out this weekend. So.
And we've been watching Drag Race and Great British Baking Show.
Yes.
And we still have the pottery throwdown to finish. So
we've always got a couple different things.
Yeah, we do.
It's like, what are we in the mood for today? So.
Yeah, absolutely.
And then sometimes Laura throws in random 40-year-old Disney movies just because.
It's because Leslie's never seen them.
Of course, anything in the 80s is 40 years old at this point.
Oh gosh, yeah. Black Cauldron is probably 40 years old. Have you ever seen Black Cauldron? Oh.
No, I don't think so.
It's probably one of the lesser known Disney films. And it's based off a book by Lloyd Alexander. Did I spread my bad luck your way?
No, I've somehow got an extra stitch that doesn't belong. I'm not sure how that happened. 1, 2, 1, 2. Like, I'm not missing stitches on either side, so you know what I'm going to do?
Yep.
I'm going to decrease, and I'm going to move on with my life.
Do you have your sweater to show?
Oh, yes, sorry. You're trying to whiz along our very short episode.
Wow.
So, I'm working on Inflorescence, and this is a shop sample for a friend, Steph of Loop. And this poor paper is so battered. But it's by Teti Lutzak. Apologies if I mispronounced that. It is a Fair Isle sweater, but you're carrying the floats on the right side of the fabric, so it becomes, a visual interest there, and it does affect your gauge as well. So I am finally on the ribbing at the hem. So I was on like row 3 out of, 16 rows of color work when I got to Laura's last night for knit night, and I almost finished the entire color work
Oh, good.
while I was there. I got so much done because there were no puppies in my lap.
Aw.
So
Just one barking in your face.
it calls for you to do a single row of this alternated color ribbing, and then you can bind off if you want, or you can continue the ribbing if you don't want it to curl. So I'm going to continue the ribbing for at least an inch.
Because why would you want it curling over your color work that you worked so hard on?
This is the bottom hem. The color work isn't super even. I left it very loose because I want to be able to block it out and then adjust the floats afterwards so that it lays as perfect as it can. If it wasn't a shop sample, I wouldn't be so particular about it, but it's going to be seen by lots of people and touched, and I want it to hold up.
You want it to be good.
So yeah, at this point I am just, I just finished the first row of ribbing, and I was on larger needles because the Fair Isle, for me, I had to go up 2 needle sizes in order to have the gauge remain the same during the color work. So now that I've done the single row, I'll go back down to the size I was using for the rest of it, because typically with ribbing you go down at least 1 size anyway. So I'll go back down to a 5, which I think is a 3.75 millimeter for the rest of the ribbing, so that it does pull in a little bit. And then I'll do the sleeves. So, in a perfect world, I would like to have this done next week, because Rhinebeck is the 3rd week of October. So I would like to have this in the mail with at least a week to spare, for when it gets there. So we'll see. We'll see. I'm going to do my very, very best. I should probably work on this instead of the hat. But I don't know if I have the right needle size up here. I'm not going to look for one right now. But yeah, that's all of my knitting, and I have no spinning.
I have no spinning or finished objects, but I do have something new to show and something old to show. And so the old thing is my shoulder season. I just got the the neckband picked up, so I have around 12 more rows to go on the neckband, and it will be done. Ta-da! I decided to do a contrast color, which is not in the pattern for the ribbing. I really like that purple. I think it makes the purple and the gray pop, so I wanted to use that. I am knitting this out of Stranded Dye Works in Antagonist, and then a special colorway that Jude dyed for me, the purple, to match. Jude is thinking about doing kits for this, so that would be super fun, and I hope he does, because I know at least 3 testers are using his yarn. So I have around 12 more rows of ribbing to go, and then I will bind off, sew in my ends, give it a block hopefully tonight, and get pictures in it tomorrow. I'm really, really happy with how it turned out. I did modify the bind off. Shayna has you do a tubular bind off, and I tried twice and failed both times and shredded my yarn and had to rejoin new yarn, and so
that's rough.
It's fine. It's fine. So I just used a bind off in pattern instead of the cool tubular bind off, but that's okay. Sometimes you have to know when you have the brain space to do things, to learn new skills, and this is not a time that I have for learning new things. So I will try it again for sure, but it is not meant to be on this project. I can see myself knitting this again. I really, really like it. I have plans to wear it. Pearl has been sleeping on it. I can tell because she's been pulling out little bits of the yarn. So everyone has been enjoying it in my house. And I think the pattern's going to come out a little bit later than the 7th, maybe the 12th? I don't know. It's being stored in my new witchy fat squirrel bag. If you know me at all, I love alligators. And there is an alligator in a witch's hat. And that meant I had to get this bag from Amy Beth.
Sorry, I'm being called by my boss.
Uh-oh. So Leslie's being called by her boss, so she's going to step out. Because she's got some work stuff going on. And then the other thing that I have on the needles is also in a fat squirrel bag. And it is a brand new project. It is the Sorrel Mini by Wool and Pine. So I tried on a sorrel in the adult size at SSK. It was from Self-Striping Vermont's Wool and Zinosh. She had put one of her samples in, and I loved it so much. And Jude sent me some of his new plant-based, well, merino and cotton yarn and plant parent. And it is so lovely to work with. It is, I think, 17% cotton and the rest is merino wool. The cotton, of course, does not take the dye quite like the wool does. And yeah. So there are like 3 skeins left in his store, and I kind of want them all. The US dollar is very strong right now against British money, and I'm trying to resist, but I love this plant parent colorway, and I'm really enjoying this cotton wool base. So I have just gotten to, I'm doing the smallest size of the Sorrel Mini, and I am knitting it on size 3 needles. Yeah, tiny. Babies are so tiny, y'all. It's gonna fit over a human's head. It's amazing. This is a sweater that has like dip stitches that go down. The adult sizes have a mohair blend. The kids use a mohair blend. The kids sizes do not. And yeah, it's a wee bit, but it makes me happy. And then the third thing, which I did not get, I got a new, this is my new Tom Bin backpack. Boom. I love Tom Bin. And I typically ask for their stuff from my parents. If Leslie was here, she'd be rolling her eyes for like Christmas. So this is my Christmas present for this year. It got sent a little bit early. Oop. I am knitting on the second sock. So we went to, there is a museum in town, and one of their fundraisers, it's the Pink Palace Science and Natural History Museum. One of their fundraisers is an annual arts and crafts festival. And so while we were there, this was my first sock that I showed y'all last week. And this is the Meow colorway by Rock and String in their Sport Weight Jitterbug base. I got, while we were waiting for it to open, I got like 2 rows done on the toe. So I have like this much more to go. But yeah, it's on the needles at least. I can work on that sometime this week, hopefully. It's a great project for, it just lives in my book bag, and when I have a break and am waiting in line for Starbucks, or there is a fair going on between Leslie's house and my house where traffic was super backed up earlier, I could knit. I was working on my sweater actually when that was happening. So yeah, those are the 3 things that I'm currently working on. I'm going to try to not cast on anything new until I get 2 of these finished. So either the socks and the sweater is getting done tonight, or the socks and the sorrel, or the sweater is getting done tonight. So it's going to be my sweater and then something else. So I might just end the show without Leslie. It's gonna be so weird. I don't have any spinning. She'll have books to talk about, but I don't have any spinning. I did sit down at my wheel though, and I spun for 15 minutes the other day, and it was lovely and zen. I spun on my ladybug wheel. I have a Halloween spin that I started. It's using Gail's art, who sadly is not dyeing fiber anymore, but some of her BFL Blueface Luster, which is a long staple breed of wool. She did these combo packs where it would be like a solid and then a variegated, and then you would apply them together. So I am spinning the green solid first, and then I will do the witchy colored variegated, so like purples and blacks and oranges, and apply those together, and I'm hoping that will be good for a Recalibrate by Shayna Lance Designs, because I really want a Halloween sweater, because just having Halloween socks is not enough. Leslie would again be rolling her eyes right now. I need that sweater as well. Hey Buffy! Hey puppy! She's like, my mommy's outside. I was trying to get her to come over here so that she could talk to y'all. Alright. I have been doing a little bit of reading, still rereading the Hidden Legacy series. I did start a new kids book on Libro FM, and it kind of reminds me of Series of Unfortunate Events. Let me pull it up. It's called The Wretched Water Park. Oop. So Libro FM is, it's by Kirsten White. It is a audiobook app that allows you to support a bookstore. So like an independent bookstore with your purchases. So you buy the audiobook on here, and then it supports a local bookstore, and you get to choose, or not so local, you get to choose which bookstore you support. It is great if you are a teacher. They have a free ALC program, which is advanced listening copy. So you get to listen to the book basically for free. So Wretched Water Park is about 3 siblings. Their parents are not around. They're sent to live with their aunt on their mother's side, and she just drops them off at a water park. And it's definitely giving me those like Lemony Snicket type vibes. It is a middle grade book, I would say ages like 9 through 12. Oh, there's a kitten coming. This is my reward for talking
I'm
nonstop.
so impressed you're still talking. I was just going to splice it together.
I made things up. No,
Welcome to our show.
I was doing my book. Look, it's the kitten.
Look at the fat cat.
Oh, yes, you are my reward, Gus Gus. Hi, baby. Hi. I was just going over my books, and now I'm done. So I started listening to a new audiobook that is giving me like Lemony Snicket vibes, like Series of Unfortunate Events.
That was such a cute series.
Yeah.
Like weird and cute.
Yep.
So for me, I started rereading the Dragonkin series because there's not another out yet in the Blacksmith Queen series. I went to pre-order it, and I had already pre-ordered it, but it doesn't come out until like next year, I think. And I'm listening to the fairy tale book by Stephen King. It's odd. Like, not your typical Stephen King, and not odd in the way that Stephen King is typically odd. But it's got reference to all sorts of other fairy tales, even some Cthulhu-esque vibes.
Oh, cool.
But,
you think you can escape, and you can't. I've got you trapped.
This cat has more than doubled his weight since he
That's
showed
good,
up.
Because he was super skinny.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't really have anything else. Oh, watercolor. Yeah, so, let's see. You have to tell me
What was this week?
Well, you have to tell me what the last one that you saw.
I saw that.
those.
I saw the ginger jar.
The phallic crystals.
Yeah, it's phallic crystals.
The
garlic
that wasn't
Yep.
garlic. Have you seen this one?
I don't think so.
Okay. So, yeah. So there was an Icelandic poppy flower.
Yeah.
A lemon.
I like the lemon.
With some
Kind of looks like
shading.
a booty.
Um,
You're trapped. You're in the kitten trap and you can't
sweet
escape.
pea flowers.
Oh, I like sweet peas.
2 failed swans that look more like peacocks than swans. That's okay.
so mad.
Yes. Columbine flower. I followed her instructions, and then I looked him up, and this is not what a columbine flower looks like.
Oh, that's mean.
He's like, I'm done with you. I'm going to start biting.
Yep. Fighting my spiders and.
And then a watering can, which was today.
All right. Jeez Louise.
He's like, I'm an independent cat. I can't have people holding on to me. So yeah, these are from a Skillshare class, 100 days of watercolor warm-up. Each one is about, she does it in 5 minutes. It usually takes me closer to 10. But yeah, that's about it.
We have the Halloween craft all the things still going on. It goes on. I probably have like cat Ami.
No, I just want to unzip everything. It's just because I'm obnoxious.
Okay. It gapes because I have boobs. So we have the Halloween craft all the things going on, and it goes until November 1st. Nothing is gonna faze me today because my 7th graders asked me when I was having a baby. So
Tact, super fun.
whatever.
Tact is going to be the name of the episode.
I think it should be Leslie abandons Laura for 15 minutes.
That's true. Sorry, work stuff.
Anyway, so Halloween craft all the things, just sell it as Halloween or fall. I feel like it's fall here. It will be 90 again next week. So
and then it'll be 30 for 6 months.
Enjoy it while I can.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's about it. We will talk to you now. Gus is just laying on the floor licking himself. He's just like, I'm living my best cat life. Let me out. I tried to get Buffy to come over, and she wouldn't.
No.
She's like, Mommy's outside the store.
Yeah, I can hear her.
So yeah, we will see you all maybe next week.
Yeah, probably.
We'll try.
It'll probably just be a little bit later than usual because we'll be out of town.
Yep. We might try to con some people into recording with us.
That'd be fun.
We'll see.
But yeah, you guys have an awesome weekend, and we will talk to you next week.
Bye, y'all.
Bye, y'all.